Hello, Math 3 students. I am not going to have a live lesson today, so I'm doing a video for you. I've had a migraine for a couple days, and I'm just going to take a sick day on Thursday and stay in a dark room all day probably. If you need me, I have my phone. You can always text me, 980-552-1031. You can email me, and I'll probably get that too and be able to answer you. But I'm not going to do live lesson, and I'm going to try to stay off my computer so I can get rid of this headache. So this is your classwork 164, and it's on your exponential functions, your exponential graphs, and key features. And so I'm going to go through this. I might leave out one or two. If I leave out anything, I want you to do it on your own. So let's get started. Numbers 1 through 3, it just asks us to classify each function as growth or decay, and then kind of sketch the curve. And you could always go over to Desmos and graph these if you wanted to. But this one is exponential growth because you have a b that is greater than 1. Actually, you would multiply the 1/2 times the 5, and that's still greater than 1. So this is growth. And then your graph would look something like that. This wouldn't go up like that. It would go more like that. Number 2, this is also growth because 6/5 is greater than 1. And again, you can go over to Desmos and look at exactly what it looks like, but it's going to go up like that too. Number 3, your 3/8 is less than 1. So this is decay. Because if b is less than 1, it's decay. And then the 4, sorry, I said something wrong over there. I said that you would multiply it times. You actually don't. The b is greater than 1, so that one's growth. This b is less than 1, so it's decay. And the 4 is the stretch, the vertical stretch or the horizontal, or the vertical compression. So this one, as you go from left to right, is going to go like that. So that one looks kind of like that. All right, on 4 and 5, we could graph these, but I'm actually going to mark these out. So mark out numbers 4 and 5 because we actually didn't look at the equations and talk about the transformations. So what we're going to do though is we're going to look at each one of these 6 through, through 11. And we're going to graph them. So I'm going to go over to Desmos and graph these and paste them here. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of these, only because there are sometimes that we need to use parentheses on Desmos, and I just want to make sure you know how to do this. So we're going to enter f of x equals, you can also put y equals, it doesn't matter. The 4/5, is in parentheses here, but you actually don't have to do that. You can hit 4/5, and that will put 4/5 in there, and then hit the tab key, and that's going to bring it back out. And then what you want to do is hit Shift 6 to bring it up to the exponent, and then parentheses. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. This headache's getting to me. Okay, so number 6 is the one we're looking at. So we have 3, and then hit Shift 6, and then parentheses. You want your whole x minus 2 to stay in the exponent, so that's why you use parentheses here. And then hit tab to bring it back down, and then -7. Okay. So what the -7 does is it's a transformation. It brings it down 7 from what the it brings it down 7 from what the original y-intercept would have been. Okay, so do that again, and I use my snipping tool to do this. I don't think y'all have one, but you do have a screenshot, and I can't remember exactly how it works. I saw it the other day, but maybe somebody remembers how to do that. You can let me know. Oh, I forgot. I know you have to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here, and I just hit Control-V, and it pastes it there. All right, so I'm going to pause my video and get the rest of these graphed, and then I'll come back. Okay, here's number 6. Yeah, no, I have to put those arrows on there. All right, I'm going to start down at the bottom with the asymptote, and it's a horizontal asymptote, and it is at, this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just want to make sure these are going by ones. The asymptote is at -7. Y equals -7. And then let's talk about the domain and range. Actually, we'll do the y-intercept. Y-intercept is at 0, -6 point, we'll just do 6.9 there. And then the range is going to be everything above this -7 right here. So everything above the asymptote is greater than -7. So remember, those are going to match. The range and the asymptote, those are going to have the same number in them. And then the domain is like that, or all real numbers is fine, I don't care. Remember, this is the right side. This is the left side. So on the right side, as x approaches infinity, y does the same because this is going up. So that approaches positive infinity. And then on the left side, as x goes to the left, y does not keep going down. It actually approaches that -7, but it doesn't ever cross it or touch it. And I think that's everything. That's all of our key features. Okay, number 7. Okay, again, I'm going to start at the bottom. We'll start with the asymptote. The asymptote on this one is at -3. So y equals -3. And then the range is going to be y, and it's going to be -3, and it's either going to be greater than or less than. It's greater than because it's above this -3 line. Domain, I'm just going to start putting all real numbers on that. The y-intercept, it gives us that right here. 0, -2 point, we'll just do 2.9. Okay, and then we need to do the end behavior. That's probably the hardest part. This is the right side. This is the left side. So on the right, as x approaches infinity, now this one is, because this is less than 1, this is decay, so it's decreasing. So as x approaches infinity, so this one's pointing to the right, but it is not pointing down. It's approaching that asymptote, that -3. So f of x, or y, approaches -3. And then on the left side, which is over here, it is moving to the left and up. Okay, so that's -infinity, positive infinity. All right. Number 8. The asymptote is down here at -6. It's this line right here. And it's at y equals -6. The range, again, it's going to have a y, -6. It is everything above, besides, and it's increasing too. So it's greater than -6. Domain, all real numbers. Y-intercept is at 0, -5.5. Okay, on the right, this arrow right here is moving to the right, and it's moving up. Positive, positive. And then over here, the arrow is moving to the left, but it is not moving down in the forever. It approaches the -6, and it doesn't cross it. So f of x approaches -6. So, this is different. We used to just look at the arrows and say, okay, it's going to the left and it's going down. Well, this time it's not necessarily going up or down. It might be stopping at some point. Where's a purple? No purple. There's one. Okay. Asymptote, this time it's at 0 because it's the x-axis. The range, y is greater than 0. The domain, and the y-intercept is 0, 0.5. On the right side, it is moving. It doesn't look like it is, but it is moving right, and it is moving up, so this is positive infinity. And on this side, it is moving to the left, so that's negative infinity, but it's not moving down. So it's moving toward that 0. So put 0 right there. All right, I am going to leave 10 and 11 for you. I want you to graph these on Desmos. You can sketch the graph. You don't have to paste a picture of the graph. You can just sketch it. So you would, just find where the y-intercept is and where the asymptote is. So and then just, kind of sketch it going up or going down. You can look at it on Desmos and figure out how to sketch it, and then do those key features. So even though I didn't do them, I do expect to see these on your classwork so you can get credit for your classwork. You have a quiz tomorrow, and it is on everything we've done this week. So those word problems, the exponential ones, and the compound interest, and then you'll have some graphs where you'll do the key features on your quiz. And that is tomorrow, and tomorrow is the last day of these 6 weeks.